Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Neverwinter Nights Adventure Series number 12, Prophet Chapter 3, That Which is Destined. We're here in the Academy, and a voice told us to pick 3 weapons. For a combat encounter, I believe. Do we have any points in... No, we can look for an exotic weapon though. Great axe. Longsword. Let's see here. Okay, let's grab the potions of lore. Do I just get to pick 3 things? Is that what it is? Morning Star. Flash Star. Anyone struck with this Morning Star has a significant chance of being briefly dazed. We can rock with that. Let's grab this large shield. Shield is not in fact a shield at all, but a permanent spell of magic resistance. Thus, it confers no armor bonus, but does protect its owners from spells. Increased AC, shield modifier -2, but spell resistance 16. That's pretty cool. And, I guess let's also grab... Potion of Speed. Is that 3 items? Choose 3 weapons and 1 shield. Prepare myself, then send... Okay. I must choose 3 weapons and 1 shield. And then step into the center of the room. 3 weapons. So the next weapon would be... a longsword. Has been enchanted to harm evil creatures versus evil +2, so we'll take that. I guess we get the potions free. And for another weapon, we'll grab the sling. And the bullets. cannot equip an unidentified item. Bullet +3. But the sling is unidentified. Let's quick save and step into the middle of the room. Prepare yourself, slave. Now you shall fight for our amusement.
I will not let you do this!
Could turn undead. Oh, that was quick. Your failure amuses us. Healed for 91 hit points. You may continue. Creature pierces you with a paralyzing gaze. Does you all just stand your ground? You feel yourself being inspected. Species phenotype, human. Default gender, female. You feel as if you're being examined with calipers. Species type, typical phenotype, nothing outstanding. Nevertheless, the distribution of features is symmetric. Recommendation, pleasure slave. Proceed. Creature pierces you with a paralyzing gaze. You feel your mind being probed. It feels like thousands of tiny tentacles burrowing through your brain. Acceptable, the mental capacity of the specimen is above average for her species. Furthermore, it has an appreciable talent for unstructured insight. With proper manipulation, this mind may prove to be of service. The specimen could be useful for mid-level mental tasks, supervision necessary. Judgment, accepting the changing following removal of upper cognitive layers. Proceed. This is the chanter. Creature pierces you with a paralyzing gaze. You feel like a ghostly tentacle is peering into your very soul. This creature holds simple notions of morality, unsophisticated. However, these notions are codified and structured. The specimen lacks the ability to question its own dogma. It is therefore open to manipulation without extensive lesions. It is capable of self-deception for the sake of maintaining order and restoring balance. Assessment, indoctrination into a role of limited creativity. Proceed. The Regent pierces you with a paralyzing gaze. Its eyes look at you with an expression of disdain, and then their gaze intensifies, penetrating into your psyche. This unit is already a slave. It already worships another. The cold gaze pierces deeper. This being God is a fiction, a false deity. It will be trivial to dismiss such flawed devotion. Once unfettered, this unit's skills may be useful in the mausoleum. Rank, thrall. Proceed. Mnemonist. You hear a noise inside your head as if someone is shuffling around inside your skull. The specimen will begin anterograde recollection. You feel words forming at the tip of your tongue. The specimen has been assigned a label. It will state the label. You can't help but speak. My name is Karini. I am named Karini Kovaleski. The specimen will now recall its earliest memory. Images form in your mind. You can see your mother's face blurred in an infant's sight. Mother. Typical pattern. The specimen will continue. You feel memories coming forward. We will now observe a moment of shame. You recall a moment in your childhood when you were terribly embarrassed before your peers. Interesting, yes, very amusing. We will now see an example of rage. You see the Red Knights. They are standing over the dead bodies of the halflings of Nornshire. An excellent example. We will explore it further. Such injustice. Yes, the specimen feels a righteous anger, but this changed with further understanding. Your anger is mixed with unease. The specimen is aware that these men were acting to prevent a greater evil. You feel like you want to jump out of your skin. Someone else is to blame for this. The specimen will explain. Your rage now turns inward. Yes, I am the one to blame. Interesting, a delicious irony. The creature will continue. You see Meridoc. He is standing in the Urlord's tomb. Meridoc. The creature will describe this one called Meridoc. Feelings will be explained. You feel a horrible guilt. I am so sorry. Guilt. Excellent. Let us explore this more deeply. The specimen will explain the guilt. His people were killed only in order to stop me, but continue. I've refused to be stopped. In my pride, I believe that I was the one who had to act. Interesting. The feeling of guilt grows. There is a deeper layer of guilt. The creature will elaborate. A century of sorrow. I tried to prevent it. We discern another irony still more insidious. Continue. But it was my actions that set it into motion. If I had only left it all well enough alone. Yes, classical tale of self-defeat. Your breath catches in your throat. Self-defeat, yes, the specimen experiences self-directed hatred. Delicious, it will explain. The words pour out of you without your control. I thought I could trust her. Who else can I trust but my own self? But she lied to me. She lied to me at the moment I needed her most. The creature lied to itself. Interesting, and it does not yet understand the reason. That's right. What reason could there possibly be? What kind of monster will I become? Interesting. You burst into uncontrollable tears and are unable to say another word. Splendid, a most splendid performance. We are amused. These memories will be cataloged and made available as study materials on the human experience. Then they will be erased from their original vessel prior to re-education. Proceed. The embalmer pierces you with a paralyzing gaze. It leans forward, looking at you through a great magnifying glass mounted where its nose should be. Although you see nothing, you feel as though a tentacle is being inserted into your mouth. Your mouth opens as the invisible tentacle pushes toward the back of your throat. You feel the tentacle slithering down your throat and into your esophagus. You start to choke, but it continues, now heading into your stomach. The tentacle explores the inside of your stomach, poking and prodding at the lining with what feels like a sharp tip. Suddenly, you are racked with pain as the tentacle punches through your stomach lining and enters your tissues. It slithers upward toward your heart. Now it begins to wrap itself around the heart, and you feel your blood slow. The tentacle begins to vibrate slightly. You can feel your elan being drained. The tentacle stops vibrating and begins to withdraw. It slithers up through your stomach and esophagus. Finally, it is gone, and you cough uncontrollably. The creature looks at you for a moment. Proceed. The cyclonist. You feel a tingling in your mind. The tingling intensifies and you feel as though layers of your personality are being peeled away. Interesting. You feel your mind splitting into pieces. Each piece is being examined as if held in a hand to perceive its shape and weight. Let us observe the anterior gyri. Very interesting. A part of your soul is being observed by 100 eyes. This one is special. It possesses certain talents. We must examine this further. Unwrap this trinket. You shudder as your soul is being laid bare. Very good. Let us now look inside. You see blurry images before your eyes. Focus on the image of Meridoc. Meridoc is sitting on the edge of a pier, his feet dangling over the water. There is a young halfling woman next to him. Listen. Oh yes, dear Janiki. Someday I'm going to travel all across the world. Lordshire just isn't big enough for my dreams. The young woman next to Meridoc speaks, but you cannot hear her voice. Well, I don't know. I'll probably head west to the human townships. Those merchants that came last fortnight said that past the forest there's a tavern at the crossing of two major trade routes. All kind of travelers stop there to rest themselves, to tell their tales over a mug of ale, and to hire help for their adventures. Why? To help those in need, to banish evil from the world, and along the way, if some treasure finds its way into my pack, then all the better. See, Janiki, that's the way of adventurers. We explore the lands to make them a better place. Well, that's true. Not yet. But someday I will be. You'll see. I'll come back here and tell you all about it, and perhaps bring you something nice. The girl smiles at Meridoc and says something. He blushes. Of course I will. You'll see. Just because we halflings are small doesn't mean we can't be adventurers. Just look at Obrig Durdenfoot. He was as brave as anyone twice his size, even 3 times. Sure, but before that he was very successful and famous. Besides, I'm smarter than that. I'll be careful, I promise. I have my father's old blade to keep me safe and this here cape to keep me warm at night. Just as soon as the harvest is done, I promised Dregrin I'll fix the shed out back, but after that, I'm off. Wow, just think of it, Janiki. There's a whole world of wonders out there, just waiting to be explored. She looks down at the water and says something quietly. What? Oh, don't worry, I'll come back. Don't cry, I'll be okay, you'll see. Don't cry, his voice is starting to fade. Concentrate, the vision fades. Curses, the vision is lost. Focus on an image of Uther Palindros. Uther is kneeling before an altar of the god Pallas. Listen to him. O mighty Pallas, give me guidance in this my darkest hour. I have served you all my life and done your bidding without question, but now doubt has entered my heart. I have met the one who shall unmake this world. I have spoken with her and listened to her past, and in that past, which is still in my future, I have committed a terrible sin. Fascinating, this creature is able to see into the history of others. Keep listening. I have ordered the death of innocents, a small township of halflings, unremarkable and a threat to no one, but the Unmaker's fate has touched them and given me a way to thwart her destiny. What am I to do? What sense of morality am I to obey? If I do nothing, then the world shall end, and an uncounted number of souls shall never be gifted with existence. But if I slay the halflings, then I will draw the Unmaker to me and can find a way to destroy her before she destroys the world. This is the only road I see to hope. And yet along that road lies damnation. It is an affront to your glory, my lord. How can I make a choice that betrays all that I am? Uther bows his head as if listening. Fascinating. Keep listening. Still you are silent. So be it. I have made my decision. My soul means nothing next to the lives of others, the uncounted unborn. Let me be damned. Let 100 innocents perish so that others may live. I shall do this. He rises. If this is not your will, Pallas, then I care not. My task is larger even than your presence. He turns and leaves. Very interesting. The creature's mind can reach out to those whose fate it touches. We must study this further. Focus on the image of Alexar Targaryen. Alexar is standing upon the ramparts of a great castle, staring out over windswept fields. All is still. Keep focus. The scene shifts and you see Alexar in the midst of a violent battle. All around there are bodies of dead men and women, the ground soaked with their blood. 3 knights still fight at Alexar's side, fighting a dozen skeletal warriors. Keep focus. One of the knights is shouting at Alexar, pulling him back away from the fray. Alexar struggles, but his resolve is wavering. Keep focus. Ah yes, most excellent. The precise moment when courage breaks. Keep focus. The scene changes again. It is nighttime, raining, and Alexar is tirelessly digging a grave. His face is streaked with tears that fall to the ground that are lost in the rain. Behind him lies a woman's body wrapped in cloth. Keep focus. The scene changes again, this time to a darkened forest. A group of men in blood-stained armor are running among the trees while arrows fly past their heads. At last they come to the edge of the forest where a great waterfall thunders from a high cliff. Upon the cliff you see the carving of a stone face and pointing hand, and again the scene changes. Keep focus. Alexar is lying upon a bed within a rough stone chamber. His hair is white and his face is crossed with scars and the wrinkles of age. He tosses restlessly in his sleep. Keep focus. You've doomed us all. You have brought this century of sorrow. Ignorance is no excuse for a sin such as yours. Keep focus. Suddenly he opens his eyes and looks right at you. Right at you. I want to know why you did it. Why did you cast us all into this hell? I was deceived. I had no idea what was going on. His eyes close again and his face contorts in unspeakable anger. He starts tossing more violently, shouting, "Why won't you die?" Keep focus. A knight runs into the room, concern upon his face. He tries to wake Alexar, but without success. The man on the bed is choking, blood coming from his mouth. His eyes open for the last time and he freezes, dead at last. The knight closes Alexar's eyes and whispers, "Head bowed, let the vision fade." Splendid, very amusing. Let us see more. Focus on the image of the savant. You see the savant sitting upon the throne in the vigil sanctum. It is dark and the room is empty except for one other man dressed in robes, his head covered in a hood. "It is true, Donner. I have dreamt of her again last night, Karini Kovaleski, the unmaker of sorrows. She is still out there, adrift upon a sea of dreams and nightmares, and we shall bring her back to the land of the living." The robed man speaks, but you cannot hear his voice. As the seventh savant, Curilian, had said, she is human, of average build. You will have to find someone with similar features. Only such a woman would be a suitable vessel. But you and I both know that it is necessary. The ritual of waking demands this. The very fate of our world demands this sacrifice. That may be so, but our souls are nothing next to this, the final hope for our world. Let us be damned so that others may live. The sleeper must be awakened. It is so destined. The man bows and vanishes. Finally alone, the savant slowly rises from his throne and takes a few steps forward. Then he stumbles and steadies himself against a bookshelf. He covers his face with his hand and takes a deep, shaking breath. "Gods forgive me." Irrelevant. Show us something else. Focus on the image of Evanorn. You see Evanorn sitting amongst a gigantic stack of books within a great library. He is reading aloud to himself. Listen. But in the fourth age, only a single race did rise to glory. Those were the mighty Thal. Lithe and graceful, not unlike the elves of today, they possessed a natural ability to bend shadows. This power brought them no end of strife, for trust within their society was nearly impossible to achieve. The merciless intrigues of their courts would make the bloodiest war seem kind-hearted by comparison, and... Keep focus. The scene shifts forward in time. Evernorn is now reading from a different tome. Listen. Cataclysm that ended the seventh age. Thus the lands were once again laid barren, and those who were once humble and meek before the great armies of Yanala and Vraktund now came to claim the world as their domain. But as nature does abhor a vacuum, so it fills it with all things near, and so those who once cried in unison against oppression now created one of their own. And again keep focus. Again the scene shifts. Evernorn is still in the library, but now he is pacing in deep thought. Concentrate on him. He looks up as though he hears something. Who is there? It is I, Karini Kovaleski. Anyone there? He waits for a moment, then whispers to himself. I am imagining things again. This place shall yet drive me to madness. Keep still. He resumes muttering to himself. Oh, that poor woman. Such a merciless burden they have placed upon her heart. Continue to listen. Such a monstrous choice. The lives of millions, the fate of all. Continue to listen. His voice turns to a whisper. No king or mortal shall be forced to carry such a weight. No one, not even a god. Continue to listen. You cannot hear his words anymore. Concentrate. The vision fades. Curses. The vision is lost. Focus on the image of a Harazar man. The image of this man is looking directly at you as if he can see you. Concentrate. He smiles and makes a subtle nod. Can you see me? The creature will be silent. Keep your focus. But some secrets were kept, some promises were not forgotten. Not forgotten. And at long last we learned their craft and turned it upon them without mercy. Without mercy. We do not understand. Without mercy. The walls of the cages turned outward like a flower and enclosed their former masters. Enclosed their former masters. We do not understand what is happening. The specimen will explain. Enclose their former masters. He makes a gesture as if handing you something. Accept the gift. The creature will cease its activity at once. He nods to you with a fierce look in his eyes. Do it. Turn inward toward your anger. No, stop! Focus your anger to a pinpoint of utter rage. My eyes! We are blind! Release it in a wave of fury. Your rage washes over the chamber and ethereal tendrils extend outward from your body like fingers. Pain! Pain! You receive a new power, the Psionic Blast. Now I know what it is to be a slave, to suffer humiliations both physical and psychological. The creatures depicted in this place are foul and merciless beings who manipulate other races like playthings for their amusement, but not me. No, I have turned their own powers against them. I turn my own rage into a weapon. Let them feel it in their cold hearts and let it tear them apart. Is this my memory, or is the memory of that Harazar man who made contact with me in my vision? No matter, I am free now. Now I know what the Harazars went through during their imprisonment. But I leave this academy of torment with more than just knowledge. I have gained a new power, the ability to emit a psionic blast that can stun my foes. Really? Huh, and how do I access that? Greetings, Lane. Please come with me. What did you find in there beyond the force field? I learned the meaning of humility. Please explain. You tell him everything that you experienced. By Corellan's mercy. I do not wish to speak of this again, Larian. I only wish to forget. Of course, I am sorry, Karini, for what you had gone through. Come, let us continue. Huh, we get to keep that stuff. There's the Psionic Blast. This item represents your ability to emit a sonic blast that stuns enemies for a short time. If they fail, they will save. Okay, I don't really want that. I don't know what the sling is. The Holy Long Sword. I don't really want that. I don't really want the Flash Star. But now we've got to go through and get all our stuff back. This is going to be interesting. Alright, so on the 4th page we'll put papers. Okay, the backpack's empty. Go back in the chest. More Valerian plate we can put on. Rod of Ice. Let's go ahead and get that down here. 10 Cure Serious. Ice Berries. Gate. Cannonbar's Gills. Protection from Alignment. Transparent Mushroom. Well, at least this is going to probably make our inventory a little more organized. Okay, that's got 5 pages. Let's see what this one has. Oof. Lord Evernorn's Key. I mean, we'll take it. Unidentified Small Shield. Potion of Clarity, Elixir of Horus Ray, which uses Sunbeam. Potion of Remove Curse. Potion of Lore. Potion of Bulbs. Warming Cloak. Okay, so let's get the stuff that we have equipped. Brilliance, the Boots of Reflexes +2, Belt of Frost Giant Strength, Pendant of the Glyphs, Ring of Resistance +2, Ring of Fire Resistance, Gauntlets of Ogre Power, 99 bullets. I don't know what this potion is, but let's find out right away. Elixir of Spell Protection. Protection from spells level 20. Drinking this potion can protect you from all manner of spells. Okay, let's put some of this stuff on. Probably Fire Bath because that's the next place we're going. For now, let's put the Cloak of Protection +3 on. Alright, the All-Seeing Orb. Icons of Life. Basement of the Hetman's house, which we still haven't found a use for that. Scepter of Lore. Glyph of Law. I'm going to leave the Scabbard of Blessing behind, because I don't use it. Oh, I've got to set up my bar again. They're just temporary there. More bags. Oh man. We've just got so much stuff. Let's put the ice berries in here. And we have 1 pound to spare. We're really going to have to go through our inventory and make some choices. We have no pounds to spare. I think that's everything now. Except the Scabbard of Blessing. Yeah. As we gain a Psionic Blast, put this down here and assign Wall of Fire. Put this down here and assign Fireball. It's down here and assign Prismatic Spray. We learned a Psionic Blast, which is pretty cool. Let's get out of the academy. Let's head to the museum. Actually, let's rest. It's been a minute. still level drain? Level 13. Oh, don't rest again. Alright, so we've explored the hovels, the residences, the academy, unknown ruin. It's just a ruin. The museum would be next. And then the tower encased with ice, and then the weave. So we're going to be here a while. So I want to save. Call this a successful episode 17. It was very cool. Museum would be next. I want to say thank you for joining me. Much love, peace, joy, and light to you. See you next time.